Hello and welcome to Living Well with Dr. Mike. I'm your host, Dr. Mike Cockrell, and I want to thank you for joining me here today. Through this series, we're going to be creating a life of health and happiness. In today's episode, particularly, I'm going to be talking about 7 easy life hacks to increase your energy right now. How many times during the day do you feel like this young lady you see right here? Our energy crashes, we're tired, we're run down, we're fatigued. We get up in the morning, we're exhausted after sleeping all night long. There's a reason that those things are happening. And today I want to share with you 7 really easy things that you can actually start implementing into your life right now to begin to improve your energy, get you going, stop the fatigue, stop the crash, and help you have a healthier, happier life. Listen, before I get started, be sure to check out the website at www.livingwellwithdrmike.com. On that site, you can get access to all of our resources, our blogs, our podcasts, our programs, everything you need. Everything's going to be updated on the website there, so feel free to take a look at that anytime you need to. But today, let's get started with this real quick. In today's episode, we're going to do 7 life hacks that are really, really easy. What I want you to understand though, even though these are easy to do, if you put them into place, you're going to see that they can make a significant impact in your life right this minute. I mean, literally, physically, very quickly. The first one we want to talk about, especially to increase your energy, overcome fatigue, is to drink more water. You're going to hear me talk about that over and over and over because it's such an important factor. In fact, if you look at the U.S. population in general, on any given day, roughly 70% of us are in some state of mild dehydration. Dehydration causes fatigue, muscle soreness, muscle weakness, headaches. It makes you feel completely drained. And when you don't have enough water on board, metabolically, your body can't keep up. If we go through and look at what we really need, you pretty much need about half your body weight every day in ounces of water. That will You're going to need even more if you're active and sweating. But basically, that means if you weigh 150 pounds, you need about 75 ounces of water every day. So, what's the good hack to do to improve your energy today? One, drink more water. Keep your water close to you. Keep a bottle on your desk. Keep it with you close wherever you're at. If you're going to be outside, make sure you have access to good, clean drinking water. And if you want to just sort of estimate about how much you're taking, 2 good normal drinks of water is about an ounce. So increase your water, decrease your fatigue. Number 2 on the list here is eat less sugar. Now, this is another one of those areas where, as a population in the U.S., we really are struggling with this because we have an obesity epidemic, and honestly, in my personal opinion, my medical opinion, most of it is sugar driven. We're eating too much sugar and it's making us fat and lazy. When you eat too much sugar, you get a rapid rise in your blood sugar, followed by a very rapid crash because, along with the rise in blood sugar, you get a corresponding rise in insulin. What most people feel is that 2 to 3 hours after you've had a high carb meal, or you've eaten candy, or you've eaten something that's sweet, you're going to be starving again. And that's part of that process. It ends up causing you to overeat. It ends up slowing down your system. It zaps your energy. It's going to make you feel tired and sluggish. In this country, the average American adult eats about 300 to 400 grams of sugar a day. Your body actually needs probably 50, maybe 60 to 70 grams to function normally. So when you're eating excess sugar, you're zapping your energy. Those excess carbohydrate calories are adding pounds to your waistline. You have brain fog, ultimately causes adrenal fatigue, may increase cholesterol issues, may increase diabetes issues. The solution, just stop eating it. Stop it, okay? That's what we got to do with that. Number 3, limit your caffeine. Now, I'm not going to sit here today and tell you that you need to get rid of your caffeine because I'm a big fan of coffee. It's my early morning pick me up. But let's look at a couple of things. Too much caffeine in your life can cause insomnia, irritability, nervousness, restlessness, stomach upset, muscle tremors, tachycardia, on and on and on. Ultimately, too much caffeine, in my opinion, will lead to adrenal fatigue. And when you have adrenal fatigue, your body just can't recover. You keep pounding it, pounding it, pounding it with caffeine, with sugar, with all of these things, and you never get any good significant benefit because you have literally just burned out your adrenal system. How do we manage this? One, make sure that you stay below about 400 milligrams a day of caffeine. Now, that's actually quite a bit because that's the equivalent of about 4 cups of coffee. Where you're going to get caught is if you're an energy drink person, 2 energy drinks typically are going to push you above this level. So avoid the energy drinks, avoid the 5 hour shots, all those kind of things. Limit your coffee intake so that you can improve your energy naturally. It's fine to have a cup to get you going in the morning, but you got to be careful because what's going to happen is if you pound your system with too much caffeine, especially if you're a big sugar eater, you're going to wreck the system. So, the way to get this is cut it out. Stop drinking so much caffeine. All right, number 4, increase your intake of vitamin D. Now, this is an area that's actually gained a lot of attention probably in the last 10 years, and most of us are aware that we need to increase vitamin D. Most of us may not be aware of how it really affects us from an energetic standpoint. Low levels of vitamin D are associated with heart disease, immune disorders, fatigue, obesity, osteoporosis, chronic bone and joint pain, and a whole host of cancers. At last count, at least 14 cancers out there that probably have an increased incidence in people who have low levels of vitamin D. One of my solutions to this, typically take an extra 5,000 international units every day as a supplement. Yes, as a supplement. You are not going to be able to eat your way to enough vitamin D. In fact, one of the studies I read not too long ago indicated that even if you optimized your diet to obtain as much vitamin D as you possibly could for the day, you're probably only going to be able to get in about 1,000 to 1,200 international units. So boost that vitamin D using a good quality supplement. When you do, you're going to notice that it helps boost your fatigue level, increase your energy level, decrease your fatigue level, boost your energy. It's going to help boost your immune system, especially at the time I'm recording this. We're getting ready to head into our cough and cold season. So if you're prone to having colds and the flu, or if you're working around a lot of other people, vitamin D is going to help boost your immune system, help decrease the likelihood that you're going to pick up all that crap during the winter season, and it's going to help you feel better. Also, there's some evidence in the literature that shows that it may assist with DNA repair processes and hormonal regulation. Why is that important? Because as we live longer, we're going to need to make sure that our body is taking care of the repair processes. Cancer, in particular, is a process that happens when DNA repair fails to do its job. So I think that's why we probably see an increased risk with all of the cancers that we talked about earlier. And hormonal regulation is very important because as you age, you have a tendency to have more hormonal dysregulation anyway. And so anything you can do early on in life to prevent that dysregulation and help keep things moving in a smooth fashion will help improve your energy, keep you active, keep you moving, keep your health in good shape. Number 5, eat more healthy fat. Listen very carefully. I'm not talking about the fat you get in a drive-through greasy burger. You need to really focus on avoiding trans fats and some of the highly saturated fats because those fats create a whole host of other problems other than just causing you to get heavy. You know, avoid low fat foods because when you eat low fat, that means high carb. So, as we talked about earlier, we got to limit the sugar. So, don't eat the low fat stuff either. What you really want to do is you want to focus on increasing your fat intake using healthy fats like grass fed butter, coconut oil, olive oil, those types of things. One of the things that I have done, and I have taken this idea from the gentleman that wrote Bulletproof Coffee or the Bulletproof Diet. I'm sorry. is to hack my coffee. Early in the morning, the first thing I usually do is I get up and I have a cup of coffee. What I have started doing with that is I add a tablespoon of um, a grass-fed butter and a tablespoon of coconut oil. I whip that into my coffee so it's nice and creamy, and I start my day with a chunk of good quality fat. When you do that, you actually boost your energy. It seems to force your body to burn ketones if you avoid the sugary stuff with it. I just do my coffee, and coffee has become my early morning breakfast. And as you do that, you're going to see an improvement in your energy level. You're going to see your brain fog improve. You're going to see a boost in a lot of things that you normally wouldn't see. I haven't tried hacking tea yet, but that would be something that you could try as well. Or the other thing that I do from time to time, and I usually do this in the afternoon if I'm having a little lull mid afternoon and I need to pick my energy up, is I mix up what I call an energy toddy. And basically, what I do with that is I take about 2 ounces of water, throw it in the microwave for about 30 seconds just to get it nice and warm so it'll melt my coconut oil. I add about a teaspoon or two of coconut oil. I add a teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil. I'll add a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar and about a teaspoon of local raw honey. It makes a nice little toddy, just a small shot that you can drink, but it helps improve your energy, sort of boost you up. It's got enough healthy carbohydrates in it to give you that little pick me up from that standpoint, and some good fats in it that keep you from spiking your insulin and crashing later on. So, a couple of ideas you can do there. Number 6, laugh more. That's right. You know, laughter has been shown to lower sadness and depressive symptoms and increase mood in nearly every study that has been looked at. It also has been shown in several studies to boost your immune system, decrease your risk of heart disease. It improves your pain threshold. People with rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, who have a ton of muscle ache, soreness, stiffness, have trouble getting up, laughter is great for that. There's also been certain studies that show that something as simple as just forcing a smile on your face, even if you don't feel happiness, can actually help boost your mood. So, our solution to that very simply is this: smile more, laugh more, watch a funny movie, watch some funny videos. They're all over YouTube, Facebook. You can find them everywhere. So, take time to spend more of your day laughing. Finally, number 7, least this is the last but not the least, that's to stay active. Okay, this is really interesting stuff. I did a podcast on this not too long ago, but sitting is killing you. In fact, sitting more than 6 hours a day will increase your risk of dying in the next 15 years by 40%. That's compared to people who sit less than 3 hours a day. We know that sitting increases your risk of heart disease, it increases your risk of obesity, it increases your risk of chronic bone and joint pain. The solution: get your butt up and move. Get out of that chair. You need to take a break. In my opinion, at least once an hour, you need to get up and move away from your desk. If you sit in a sedentary job, if you drive, every time you get a chance, you have got to get up and move. One of the things that I have done this year in my personal life is I've started adding extra steps. And what I found when I started looking at this was very interesting, because something as simple as an extra 100 steps a day can increase your walking by more than 20 miles a year. That's amazing to me, because in my office, in my clinical practice, where my office is located, it's about 48 steps from my office to the bathroom, 48 steps back. From my office to the break room in the back of the building, it's about 52 steps there, 52 steps back. So taking an extra trip to the bathroom, taking an extra trip to the break room to get more water so that I stay better hydrated, I can add a couple 300 steps a day that I never even notice. And you can do the same thing. You know, if you want to make a game out of it, then I encourage you to take and measure how many steps it takes you to get back and forth to your break room, to the bathroom, to make a trip around the office. You know, park a few spaces farther back from your store when you get ready to go shopping, and see how many extra steps you can add just by going in and going out. You know, it's amazing how many steps that you can actually get and how much of an impact that has day after day after day if you just pay attention. So get up and move. Okay. I hope this information has been informative. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helps you boost your energy starting right now. The key to making it work is to get on board and do it. If you just looked at the video, if you just shared the information, you said that sounds great, but you don't take action, you get nothing. If you want your life to change, you have to change what you're doing in your life. If you want more information about what we're doing at Living Well with Dr. Mike, go to our website, www.livingwellwithdrmike.com. All of our updates will be there. You can get all the information you need. You can find out how to connect with us through multiple hosts, podcast, blog, Facebook. It's all there. In particular, I would encourage you to connect with me on Facebook. You can find me at www.facebook.com/Living Well with Dr. Mike. I welcome your comments. I welcome your questions. I would love to hear what's on your mind. I'd love to know what you're struggling with, what you're having problems with, and I will be happy to take the time to do the research, put the information together, and share that information with you in as simple a way as possible with some daily action steps so that we can help you create a life of health and happiness like you've never experienced before. Hope you have a great day. That's all.